All right, we're going to talk about Apocalypse, and there's some controversy over Apocalypse, and I just want to say that the jury is out on what the importance of Apocalypse will be, and I want to play for you 4 clips. The first clip is from a video from a month ago that gives us an expectation of what Apocalypse is going to be. And then I'm going to play 3 clips of what people's experience is currently on day 1. Now, day 1 is day 1. Maybe it'll be different a week from now, but the initial feeling we are going to watch. Now, before we do that, let's watch what the developer said a month ago on the official Marvel Strike Force channel about Apocalypse in an interview. Let's go.
His kit does include some mechanics to flip debuffs. Using Skirmisher to apply vulnerable to a ton of characters is also a viable option for Apocalypse.
How about game modes? He's sounding pretty powerful just in general, but are there any game modes in particular that you think that this where he's going to shine?
He's certainly going to shine brightest in Arena, but because of his plug-and-play nature,
he's certainly going to shine brightest in Arena. Now, that may not mean anything, but let's just watch a little bit more.
He should really succeed anywhere. So, and he'll be very powerful and dark.
So he's going to be very powerful anywhere, and he should shine in Arena. So I do have a clip of him on offense, and let's just watch this clip. And this is him on offense. Now, there's no audio on this, and my understanding from Na, who sent me this footage, that he has not lost a match on offense, which doesn't really, I mean, that's cool and everything, but right now we kind of have that with Kang, where we can just beat up anything on offense with Kang. Like, it seems like they're pretty quick matches, and that's fine. So this is a what do we got here? A Four Horsemen team, and it's making easy work of the other team. I don't really know how much Apocalypse is adding to this match. Maybe with his passives he is. Right now he's just kind of, all right, he's doing some stuff there. That's cool. And then he's going to take out Morgan Le Fay. I think that's pretty nice, right? There you go. He walks up to her kind of like with the Ghost Rider slow walking. Nemesis does that also. Okay, so cool. Let's watch what he does on defense. Now, this is a video of Apocalypse with the Four Horsemen, and this is a 0 legendary team. It's basically 2099 Spider-Weaver, Cersei, Icarus, and Kang. And this video was recorded almost immediately after he came out, and this was the team that was predicted to absolutely destroy Apocalypse and the Four Horsemen. And now, let's watch it.
Look at that. We flipped the immunity. How about that? I wonder who predicted this. He got the counterattack, but he doesn't get shit. Oh, look, you can stun Apocalypse. How about that? I wonder who predicted that. A year! We've waited for this for a year! Wasn't it worth a year wait for the Apex Arena team?
All right. Well, you might say, well, that was a baby Apocalypse. What about a big boy Apocalypse? I mean, there's a lot of counter arguments. Well, this is a very, 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 very large team. 1.661 million. Big boy Apocalypse, not a baby Apocalypse. And the team that they use to go in it is 1.2 million. So what that is, an almost what, 400,000 punch up? Let's see how this turns out. Let's see how the big boy Apocalypse turns out. Big shout out to Pathfinder Gaming for this one. Big shout out to Dogbert for the other footage there. So this is Spider Weaver 2099, Kang, Dormammu, and Red Hulk. Almost 400,000 punch up against a big boy Apocalypse. All right, so we got Apocalypse is stunned. So I think the problem is Spider Weaver is just very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. I wonder if they anticipated everybody having like a 7 yellow Spider Weaver because they accidentally screwed up, right? I have no idea. It's like they forgot how trauma works. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Kang's pretty good. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. All right. So the jury is out. Maybe we will find something out. Maybe there'll be a secret team about it. I get screenshots here of people struggling with Apocalypse and RTA and so on. And there was a post here on Reddit, and this is just a take. Apocalypse is bad in Arena. I got my baby Apocalypse, took him to level 90, G16, etc. Seems pretty useless in Arena. He's easy to kill. If he does get a turn, it's after the match is pretty much decided. As far as I can tell, he just takes a slot of much more useful characters. Hell, Spider-Man 2099 is much more useful Arena character, not to mention various Horsemen or Spider-Weaver or Kang, or very old characters like Emma or Dormammu. The previous reward for a long event. Is there any reasonable Arena matchup where you would use him on Arena offense? I'm pretty sure that he's completely unusable on defense. Now, I actually kind of thought that might be the case, that he might not be useful on defense. But this person's making a case that he's not even great on offense. Seems like Scopely designed him as a counter to Darkhold in Arena, but the Arena meta has evolved way beyond that. If Apocalypse isn't used in Arena, he's going to feel disappointing given all the work we put in. He isn't a raid character. If he is an Arena character, so we're taking a walk. So we're talking a war offense and a Cosmic Crucible offense character, because I believe he's going to be good in those game modes. That's nice and all, but if this is all we get for your work, I'm not impressed. And I do think that is in direct contradiction to what they actually said in the video, the Strike Time video a month ago. They kind of led us to believe that he was going to be amazing in Arena, or were they? That's not what they said. They said something different. Let's actually listen to what they say.
To flip debuffs. Using Skirmisher to apply vulnerable to a ton of characters is also a viable option for Apocalypse.
How about game modes? He's sounding pretty powerful just in general, but are there any game modes in particular that you think that this where he's going to shine?
He's certainly going to shine brightest in Arena, but because of his plug-and-play nature, he should really succeed anywhere. Well,
there you have it. That's out of the developer's mouth right there on what we should have expected out of Apocalypse. I am not willing to judge the character off of a limited data set. For me, it is too early to tell, but I will be watching over the next week to see if anything changes, because the initial information is that he does not shine in the Arena, and some people are saying that not even on offense in Arena, let alone defense. I wasn't expecting a baby Apocalypse to be useful on defense in Arena, but this post right here is suggesting that there's better options even on offense. Now, I just wanted to address something else that I thought was interesting. I personally enjoyed the unlock process for Apocalypse. I found that it was not autoable, and I found that there were nodes that were challenging, and it took me 2 hours to unlock Apocalypse. And I found, and I'm not everybody. I just don't like going into it and hitting auto and being done with it. That's just not for me. I actually like things that are challenging, but not everybody's that way. So I understand that. But there is some issues specifically on the hard difficulty on the second node. And because I struggled on that node too. The hard famine node is wildly overtuned. Seems like this wasn't play tested. And then he talks about his team. One of the things is that Dazzler's passive has to be maxed out before you attempt. There's no point in trying this node unless she's fast enough to put ability block on Spiderweaver. Now, the only problem that I had with that is that if the team resists debuffs, she won't get the speed bar and she won't be go before Spiderweaver goes to put the stun. So I don't know if that's an oversight, but I know a lot of people just restarted the node over and over and over and again until they got a situation where enough negative effects stuck and Dazzler actually was able to go before Spiderweaver and put the ability block. Now, there was some information on the new production schedule in the weekly blog post, and there's some information about a skill team, and maybe I'll need to make a second video about that. I don't really know, but 'cause I'm going to talk about that. But the most important part in the entire blog post is that they're kind of backing off of their character availability update. So this is something they've been adding to all their blog posts because I don't think they want to be accountable to their words. It's just inconvenient, I guess. Please note that the information in this blog post is subject to change before going live in the game. We've got a couple examples of that just this week alone of blog information being incomplete or inaccurate. But now they're also going back and saying that things they said in other blog posts, they're not going to upheld. And I think they should be able to do this, but it's just a little bit frustrating. It's a little bit disappointing, actually. Several years ago, the team announced that in a blog post that there would be increased availability of a new character shards on the first win day of each month. But over the past year, there have been several instances where that did not occur. This happened for several reasons, including the shift from traditional legendary events to Scourge events and the introduction of the hard mode. Gosh darn it, being accountable to what we say is challenging, and we don't like it. As the production schedule has changed since the original statement was made, a revision to the strategy is necessary while still holding to the spirit of the statement. The dev team is still committed to ensuring that at least one newer character will have increased availability each month, with a good chance of a second character being included and a moderate chance of a third. It is unlikely that these characters will be available on the first Wednesday, but be made available later in the month. All right, we apologize for any confusion and the delay in announcing this update. Now, this was kind of the hot topic on Reddit. One of the posts that I thought was pretty interesting about this right here was from Rastlin or Steve. Says, I agree there has been a change in the new character production schedule. However, that change was more new characters being released faster than the past. Therefore, your change in character farmability makes little sense. By anyone's math, including Decimal Point Jeff, the pace of characters becoming farmable should be increasing, not decreasing. And by the way, just to be clear, if you're including the shift from traditional legendary events to Scourge events as an excuse, that should mean we do not need 5 Master of Evil characters to unlock the legendary character. Just saying, lastly, Apocalypse Saga opened today, and 7 of the required characters still are not farmable. Kestrel, Weaver, Deathpool, Agatha, Sunfire, Nemesis, and Dark Beast. With all due respect, this is the farmability issue that should have been addressed in today's blog. So this is also kind of annoying. Nerfed historic encountered rewards. I look at the blog, and this is from before. It says 15 Gambit shards, 40 Dazzler shards, 45 Wongs. Enough to make a player somewhat interested. I look in game, and it is dumbed down to 10 Gambits, 10 Dazzlers, 15 Wongs. I'm hard pressed to remember a blog post where the numbers were lower, and when it actually came to the game, they were higher. I'm just saying. And then there's also an issue right here with the return to the Shadows leaderboard. I still haven't received the leaderboard rewards, and it's been ages since that event. And it was pointed out that As did some DS member before I did Dazzler, now exactly the rewards, shy of progressive Herrick. Anyway, we might not get anything. Somehow you needed 60,000 points to participate in ranked rewards, or in more fitting terms, get bent commander. Apparently this was not in the blog post. No, it was not written in the blog. Only looked in game and saw the moment you started to qualify rewards. Again, I'm working on this. Okay. We're going to wrap up the video there. Let me know what you think about Apocalypse. Are you optimistic that he's going to be amazing in all game modes and he's going to shine inside of Arena? Or are you a little bit worried? Maybe the kit's bugged. I do not know. The jury is out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.